So I think I was making sure we had the highest level of Marine tech so that our Marines will be as good as they can possibly be. Did we Mexico and all those guys are already involved in this war, right? Someone let us know in the comments if we're stupid and we didn't call all of our available allies.
I think we did. I just think Mexico has no way to contribute. I don't think they really have a navy. I don't think they really... that's one of the reasons why, as we're building their infrastructure, we probably need to beef up their naval and air bases and military factories, which we've done. I don't know that Mexico has a sophisticated military, and they have a sizable one, but I don't know if they have a sophisticated one, especially since they're integrated puppets and have no resources because it's all going to us.
That's true. That is actually quite true. So now we retrained a bunch of our regular infantry as Marines so that we could send them on these naval invasions, and we're just kind of getting everybody in position for that now. We're going to be selecting the ports we're going to attack from. We're going to be selecting the target destinations. And that's kind of what we did for the next I think, couple of months here. So, people talk a lot about, Hearts of Iron being too streamlined or too accessible.
I completely disagree.
I disagree.
Its
interface
on the basis needs of improvement. If we're being critical, I think it's very good.
The fact that it does such a good job of modeling the strategic realities of why it wouldn't be a good idea to invade the Brazilian rainforest. I don't think there are a lot of strategy games that would really portray that well.
Well, and it's also, I think it's not only realistic, it's balanced.
Oh, yeah. Germany conquered the Netherlands.
It's balanced. Mm-hmm. It's you can't just because we're the states doesn't mean we can just wipe Brazil off the map. There are realities, and if there weren't realities, we would have rolled Vietnam in the 70s. It wouldn't have even been a contest.
Yeah.
But there are realities at play, like jungle fighting and supply.
So for some reason, these guys would not use strategic redeployment to get to Panama. If anyone knows why that is, you're going to see me in a second. You're going to see me activate strategic redeployment multiple times. And for some reason, they will not deploy to Panama. I was very confused about that. We have really good infrastructure the whole way there, including through our puppets, and for some reason they would not use strategic redeployment.
Yeah, but it gave us a chance to get some national focuses and some tech research, so...
Yeah, not too bad. So, you can kind of see on the map in Brazil, next time we pan over there, where the rainforest stops. It's kind of... I can't really point to it on the screen right now because we're recording this in Audacity. And I can't, have a pointer over the video that we're recording over.
Here we're trying to modernize our artillery and our armor because it's not modernized.
How we let our artillery get so far behind.
Because we were getting all of our doctrines and stuff. We're actually really advanced in doctrines and whatnot. Think about it. In a Hearts of Iron game, how many times do you finish a land, an air, and a sea doctrine completely? It's rare.
Yeah.
And, in fact, I would argue it's probably borderline impossible unless you're one of those nations with the extra research slot.
Yeah.
So we've done it. We're actually all the way down. We have, I think, 2 more to go in naval.
Yeah, we have. We're almost done with naval. We're done with air, and we're done with land. Yeah.
So we're all the way down. Basically, industry, almost all the way down nukes, almost all the way down infantry. Mm-hmm. We got far ahead, I'd imagine, of the world in every other category, but our artillery and our armor went to shit. Let's be honest. Yeah. So we're taking advantage of, we're picking on the little guys essentially, and we're gonna wait a year and a half, and by a year and a half, our artillery and our armor will be back up to snuff. And we're going to be ready to take on the last man standing in Europe is kind of our idea.
Oh, yeah.
For the fate of world hegemony.
Dan Van Voorhis, by the way, MVP of the stream with that commando -50 out of supply. Yeah, he's a boss.
My God, and we're honestly, we thought about promoting him so he could have more than 24 divisions under his command. We just didn't want him to go down to level 2.
Exactly, and I don't know if that gets rid of his commando ability if you make him a field marshal. So I think we haven't progressed to jet fighters yet.
We're almost there.
Close, yeah.
Almost there. Getting our Mustang,
grabbing the
which is good.
P-51 Mustang, yeah. Then we're gonna eventually have to go down the TAC bomber route so we could get jet bombers, but yeah, Air Force doesn't matter right now because we don't have any air bases that can hit Brazil, unfortunately.
Which is one of, I think, the arguments in favor of the tactical reality of needing to take Peru. Like, I think that is a tactical reality.
Yeah, it's frustrating that because of the fact that they're already in another faction, we can't diplomatically negotiate with them to be like,
AKA diplomatically strong arm
guys,
them into,
come on.
Yeah, diplomatically strong arm them into seeing reason.
Yeah. Our resource situation, our strategic resource situation right now is such a disaster because all of the nations that we are trading with are involved in the Weltkrieg.
And we're not.
And their ships are getting sunk left and right. So not many goods are actually making it to us, but
see, and I'm just like, Ecuador, we'd have Ecuador in our possession within 2 months.
Yeah.
I don't know that Peru would last any more than double that.
Yeah.
And then we have air bases that can establish air supremacy over Brazil. To me, it just makes sense.
Yeah. Just so let us know what you want us to do.
It's very Bismarckian, but it makes sense.
All right. Yeah, we're looking to see if there's any like shorter land path to Brazil, and there really isn't. So yeah, we're gonna send these guys to Guantanamo Bay. It's not an insult. That's just where we need them.
And America is reborn.
Yeah.
And our industry at this point has no fetters, only buffs. It has no debuffs, only buffs, which was the whole goal.
Military-industrial complex.
More military factories, which we don't need.
Necessarily know if
we decided to go.
Roosevelt would have gone for that, but yeah.
We deserve to. We're gonna fire. We're gonna go fire the guns because we want Army Ranger Corps. That's
basically we want to work our way down to Army Ranger Corps because that gives us permanent benefits, even though we've already researched most of the stuff that we would have gotten benefits for.
See, most of this stuff, it's like
national unity doesn't help us.
Yes,
we're
but we do want the reconnaissance and the leadership experience.
Yeah, reconnaissance plus 100 is huge.
That
basically
massive.
Doubles the chance that we're going to pick a tactic that will counter the enemy's tactic. So that can be pretty damn powerful.
So, we're going to go down that, and then we're probably going to start going down the Navy and the Air Force trees.
Mm-hmm.
Just because there are some focuses, I do believe, that give us some buffs in some areas we would like when we're facing off with either Middle Europa or the Russians.
Here's me telling our units to strategic redeploy, and they won't do it.
They just won't do it.
Please, if anybody knows why that is, I mean, it might be a bug, but if it's not, I would like to know why they took like 4 years to get to Panama.
So one of the things, though, is we want to be down the Navy and the Air Force tree before we fight the Russians or Middle Europa.
Yeah.
Because and we're going to prioritize the Navy. After we get Army Ranger Corps, it's going to be naval focuses because we need a way to get across the Atlantic. Mm-hmm. As we learned in Kaiserreich when we played as Germany, getting across the Atlantic is no mean feat when you don't have the UK as an ally and the Irish as an ally.
Yeah.
And, Greenland as an ally.
Probably what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to turn our outdated ships into a home defense fleet.
Yes.
And then only use the more advanced ones to cross the Atlantic because I don't think we're going to have the range.
I do think getting some naval upgrades and some naval focuses, I bet you at least one boosts your range, and that'll help us dominate the Atlantic and get guys over the ocean into the UK, into Ireland, who are our allies now, I believe.
And here we are buying all of the world's strategic resources.
We agreed, actually, after this, that we were going to ignore this menu.
We're just not going to bother with it.
We got into the green, again, on every resource we could, and then it's like, you know what, that's
Malaysia's
all.
not able to ship us anything.
We took all their rubber.
Well, because they're in Middle Europa, so their ships are getting sunk on their way to us. Um, so, yeah. I do apologize to the people who are freaking out over the Central America United Provinces border gore. Okay, we got another treaty with the Irish, so...
Yep, it works, man.
It's helping us out, for sure. I think they're actually in Middle Europa, aren't they?
I think so.
Did we check, or were they on the Entente? I think we went to look. Yeah, because they won't... They're not in a faction, but they won't join our faction. That's what it was. So we want to try to get them into our faction. That would be helpful. They are under Michael Collins, who is the leader for Ireland I usually choose in Kaiserreich. So, yeah. Let's see. So, yeah, we're just waiting for these guys to get into position at this point. Because, yeah, no matter how many times I click the button, they won't strategic redeploy. I don't understand it. I'm checking to make sure strategic redeployment is on. It is. And they will not strategic redeploy.
Swing and a miss, boys. You know what I mean? Come on, guys.
So
Come on.
Get an artillery manufacturer here.
Big artillery bonuses, by the way.
Oh,
everything gets like a 10% buff. Towed, anti-aircraft. That's all fantastic. One of the things about the United States in this game that why I like playing them and why, frankly, I think they're a little overpowered is they get some of the best manufacturers in the entire game.
Yeah.
Like, the United States,
well,
arguably...
we did.
Yeah, I mean, arguably more than any country other than Germany, like, they can spend their political power to have a completely new military by the time you've spent it and you've filled all those slots. Just the bonuses you get are outrageous. Like, we don't even have a Secretary of the Navy or Air Force yet, which is coming. Like, we're going to get them before we go to war with Europe.
Yeah.
But I've seen them. Some of them even have some outrageous bonuses. So it's like, goodness sakes.
Yeah, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, if we have a Secretary of the Navy who can increase our naval range, that might help some of our outdated ships be useful longer. Yeah, when we prepare our Navy, that might be something we have to do with the recording turned off, because that's going to take so freaking
some
long.
time, but we'll get it done.
Yeah, to actually like separate out. We were looking to see if there was any political focus here that would allow us to join the or to declare war on Canada without joining Middle Europa, and it doesn't look like there was. So Brianna's here. We're recording the commentary track for Kaiserreich because I didn't turn the microphone on.
Well then.
For a 45-minute recording.
Well.
So we're just watching back over the video and talking over it so that we will have some commentary available.
That's a first.
It's the opposite of where I didn't remember to turn the video back on.
We're going to do a Stellaris stream after this, too, for a couple hours.
Yeah. So, do you have any opinions on the strategic difficulties of invading the Amazon rainforest?
Just do it.
We already tried
Shia
that.
LaBeouf style.
That didn't work. We already tried
it.
that. That was our initial idea. Casey, do you have any opinions on the strategic reality of invading the Amazon rainforest?
She just gave a huff.
She just sniffed. Yeah, she's like.
Yeah,
that's Casey's.
I don't.
Yeah.
Hey, pup.
Yeah. So. Yeah, we've got 12 minutes left in here. Of the exclusive director's commentary for Hearts of Iron.
And then
4.
we have a pretty cool idea for a Stellaris stream. You'll like it.
When we shot this scene, I was thinking we wanted to keep
this is cinematic
the frame
brilliance.
to encompass all of Central America.
Indeed.
We wanted to be able to see all of the different provinces.
Just so the viewer could get the impression of how difficult this titanic military struggle was turning out to be.
What?
And we're so glad that we cast
Douglas MacArthur.
Cillian Murphy as a depressed soldier here. He seems to be doing that a lot lately, and we thought he would be a perfect addition.
Watch this video.
We also have Mark Rylance playing Mark Rylance.
I'd laugh if this video gets more likes and views than the other ones.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, this will just be our format from now on. We'll take twice as long to do every episode because we'll record it with no microphone and then go back and talk over it for another 45 minutes. That's exactly what we need with the amount of time crunch we're under, is to double the production time for all of our videos.
Constant time crunch. It's been so difficult to even claw out these sessions lately.
By the way, are these terrain blockers in Greece and the Carpathian Mountains in vanilla? Because I don't think they are. Those seems like they were added for Kaiserreich, but I could be wrong.
I dig it. The Carpathians are difficult to move across.
You can't just stream across the Carpathians. It's not a good idea.
History would have turned out differently if you could.
Yes.
It would have turned out radically differently, one could even argue.
Yeah. That's actually one of the strategically best spots to be in Europe in terms of terrain. In terms of resources, it's probably not the absolute best, but...
Nah, but...
Yep, so here we are, just waiting
Kept the
for
Turks at bay.
Marines to get to... I probably could have redirected them navally and gotten there faster, but I was just so tired of fighting with the interface at this point that I was like, we'll just wait for them to march there. So... Yeah.
God, that steel. Minus 264. That's just absolutely unreal.
Yeah. It's not really hurting us, though.
Excuse me.
Like, people that keep saying, why don't you change your trade laws? It's like, because we don't need to. Have you seen what our resource stockpile looks like? I think this is where we agreed to just ignore the trade screen. This is probably the last round of trading we did. Because we were like, nobody has anything.
And if they do, they can't get it to us, is the thing. They can't get it to us.
Yes, if we went to a closed economy, we would never have to worry about steel again, because the U.S. has plenty, but, yeah.
Right now, we need the research bonus. Like, we'll go to a closed economy to hurt our enemies when we go to war with Europe, because that's economic warfare.
Once we hit the tech cap, which is not a thing that exists in real life,
yes,
we will not need to...
but right now, the research bonus...
15% research bonus anymore, yeah. We want to shoot through that tech tree as quick as possible. All right, so we're ready to start drawing our naval invasion now. This might actually be more interesting than if you had heard our actual us talking through the episode, because it took us so damn long to get to this point that we could at least be more entertaining in the commentary than we were when we were actually planning it. So, yeah, we're going to send one Marine army there. I don't remember why I was looking at the top bar. We're going to send one from Guantanamo Bay to invade Fortaleza. And the idea is that they will join up and hold the coast together.
Which will allow us to start industrializing occupied Brazil.
Yeah. And then, Cape Verde Plain, we are in total naval control of that. So we are going to send... Who is it? It's the commando guy? Mm-hmm. Oh, no, Eisenhower. Eisenhower doesn't have orders yet. So, yeah. His guys on Puerto Rico, some of whom are already veterans of the South American theater. Many of whom are already veterans of the South American theater.
Are going around here.
They're going to land further south. They're not going to have to fight in the jungle again. So, we're at least giving them that courtesy.
Because, my God, that had to have been an absolute friggin' nightmare.
Yeah, and then...
And we're also doing them a favor. It's not technically in, the heat of summer when this is going off, so that kind of helps. It's still probably very warm, very humid.
Yeah, I don't know what Brazil is like in March.
At least not utterly hellish. So...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's so close to the equator that it might not make that much of a difference, but... we're going to invade from Miami with... Alfred Grinther's division or army. Is 8 divisions enough to be considered an army?
I think about close. It'd be a small army. But...
Yeah. Fire the guns! Fire the guns! Let's compromise with Jack Reed, who's already dead and has been put on trial.
Yep.
Let's funny that focus is still available.
Compromise with his ghost.
He like comes to us like a freaking Christmas Carol. It's like the three ghosts that represent the past sins of America, and we have to come to terms
Jack
with
Reed, Huey Long, and
a
guy. We don't know who yet, but a guy.
Curtis, is
Garner?
he still alive? I don't know.
Curtis was a bro, though, bro.
I don't know. I'm just trying to think.
Was he the ghost of Christmas awesome? The ghost of domestic policy awesomeness?
Yeah. The ghost of better treatment for indigenous people.
Curtis is like, yeah, equal protection!
Yeah. So we're building an airbase here. We're also going to build a port here, which I always get mixed up with dockyards.
This was something we probably should have done earlier, frankly, so we were really glad to do it.
Yeah. So, yeah. Just kind of discussing what our plan of attack is going to be. And insufficient resources, I'm like, fuck it. Alright, so our final Marine force has arrived in Miami.
Yep, and we're ready to kind of get after it.
So we were trying to figure out if it was feasible to attack down to South Salvador.
But we didn't quite have control.
Yeah, what we ended up discovering is that, we didn't...
Just barely. Barely.
Our Navy can't even reach the Cap Verde plain. I think our allies control it. So we figured it was safe to invade a little further south, but not as far south as South Salvador. So... Instead, we are going to land them next to our initial
to make it easier to join the two armies.
Right.
So
because that's a separate state, the supply is calculated separately.
So what we're going to be doing basically is instead of landing in two places and driving towards the middle, we're going to land in three places, including the middle, and hopefully that will speed up our uniting the coast and avoid another quagmire. I think it's a good idea.
It's the best plan we have that would avoid us having to invade Peru. So if this doesn't work, I
Peru
think,
is going down.
Yeah, the DM doctrine is going to take over regardless of what the voting on YouTube says. So I decided to give this one last
academic try
for democracy, so that we don't go invading allies who are in our same party yet. Well, not allies, but nations who are in our same party yet.
Although Bismarck went to war with nations that should have been sympathetic with him. I mean,
Bismarck was also kind of an autocrat.
Yeah, but he was one of the greatest diplomats
in
history and crafted a superpower basically out of his own will.
He did. He was a very impressive dude. So yeah, this is gonna be our naval invasion. Within the next 3 minutes here is when I realized that I had not turned the microphone on for this entire recording.
Yup.
So we're getting close to the end here. You're not going to get to see the invasion of Brazil just yet. I think we stopped around the time
and we wanted to record that live.
Oh, yeah. MacArthur's still doing a good job training up our troops. He may be tried as a war criminal after this is all over. You don't know. Don't really know. But for now, he's helping us out. We decided to
just go crazy.
Yeah,
at this point, we're honestly looking for stuff to do.
Yeah.
So
we've reached a post-scarcity economy in 1946. We have so much production, we don't actually have anything to spend it on. So we just decided, why not have a level 10 airbase in everywhere that even remotely is close to Canada, because we know we're going to be going to war with the Entente at some point. Yeah, and then probably we're also going to want lots of better air bases in like Florida too at some point later on. But yeah, just waiting for our naval invasions to finish their planning phase. We've got the best assault craft available, better than what they had on D-Day,
and better than what they had the first time we landed in Brazil.
Yeah,
so this will help.
Yeah,
we won't take the casualties we took, and we'll be able to land more men at once.
Yeah,
One of the things about naval invasions in this game, one of the reasons you want to research landing craft is the level 1 landing craft. That's kind of the reason it seems like your forces land very slowly.
Yeah.
With level 3, it's like you can get your army there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like, all right, guys, we need
Yeah.
to be here in force yesterday, especially when you're invading terrain this tough. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we have those this time. The fully upgraded ones, upgraded artillery, upgraded trucks.
Yeah.
Like, it's all going to help.
This is going to be a very interesting strategic puzzle. Part of why I wanted to do this instead of invading over land is it's really going to let us
flex our
flex
minds.
our strategic mental muscles.
But you know what?
Anyway,
The next muscles that we're going to need to stretch here are our fanatic purifying hypothetical muscles.
So check out Loresworn.com, at Loresworn Order on Twitter. Subscribe for more, and we will be back with more Hearts of Iron 4
And with
very soon.
Stellaris Apex. Check it out.
Yep.